Nigerian terrorist state headed by Tinubu and Christopher Musa, and their agents in Biafra territory, the legitimates Charles Soludo, Uzadema Mba Oti, and all of them in the old southeast and south part of Nigeria, which we've declared as the United States of Biafra.
Okay, my wonderful people, viewers and subscribers, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. The voice on now here, our voice on die, and Dr. Orabueze, the Deputy Prime Minister of the United States of Biafra, the newly declared nation on the 24th of November, 29th of November, 2025, Abi? Or 2024. Okay, whichever way it is, my brother, please, you people should not, nobody should blame you, because now, if I tell you waiting this head, they think it made them better. But anyway, whichever way it is well. Let us listen to this, our sister. Enjoy the rest of the news. You have already heard her voice earlier on. I want to just leave you now so that you can enjoy this message. Don't say that message come late. It is this week, it is last week, it is Kiniko, my brother. There's no any message that concerns this Biafra that comes late. Message, if you have had this message, a lot of people have not even get touch of it or get hold of it. So please, whenever you see this kind of message, you have watched it before, just bypass, or you share it to people who have not watched it. That is how it works. So please enjoy the rest of this news, and thanks for watching. Like, share, comment, and make sure to subscribe for more interesting videos.
Land. After a self-referendum conducted by 50 million Biafrans to exit Nigeria, vote across both at home and physically in homeland, culminating into the declaration we had in Finland, Latin Finland, where over 1,500 Biafrans flew in from all over the world to Latin Finland to declare our independence. And in Finland, over 500 Biafrans from across the globe appended their signature to that declaration document for us to exit Nigeria. We declared the Republic of Biafra, which was a nation between 1967 and 1970, with a new name and title of the United States of Biafra. So the new nation is what we are building every weekend by raising the funds to do that. Our allies are with us in this process until the right time for their pronouncement, which we believe is coming very soon, to help us to rebuild our nation and also to help us protect our people and our land from the Nigeria terrorist state that are killing thousands of Christians and thousands of indigenous Nigerians on a daily basis without any accountability. The Nigerian president, Tinubu, cannot account for the thousands of innocent indigenous Nigerians that are murdered every single day. The terrorists have taken over. For anyone listening to me, it is a standing policy by Tinubu, the Nigerian state, the Nigerian politicians. They signed it, they approved it to reintegrate non-terrorists across the world into the Nigerian state. So unless you are a fool, then you do not understand the correlation between reintegrating non-terrorists into your community or into your country and the consequences that will follow that. That reintegration of non-terrorists into the Nigerian system didn't just happen. There is a planned deal by the past leaders of the Nigerian state who are Muslims to Islamize the country, Nigeria. And they've successfully done that. So the killings going on every day, occupation of the indigenous Nigerian lands, the killing of indigenous Nigerians, the killing of Christians, the killing of anyone that opposes Nigerian government, Tinubu and Christopher Musa, that shouldn't be a surprise. Anyone that listens and follows us. Those killings are the plan of the Nigerian state, working closely with countries like Iran, like Turkey, to promote the Islamic agenda. This plot, this plan, this systemic Islamization of that whole entity called Nigeria didn't just start today. It has been going on for the past 50, 60 years. The plan to Islamize the whole Nigeria has been an ongoing plot by the Nigeria state, by Tinubu, by Christopher Musa, by individuals like Charles Soludo, Uzodimma. That plan has been ongoing to Islamize the whole entity called Nigeria. That was why they have allowed all major terrorists in the world to have a safe haven in that entity called Nigeria.
Coordination and the continents in one.
That is why you see the thousands of indigenous Nigerians that are killed every day. Cannot do anything about that. No one can do anything about that. Churches are being burnt down. Thousands of Christians worshiping their God are being locked up. Gasoline poured. and they set all of them on fire, including children who are screaming, crying for help. No one, nothing like Nigerian military, nothing like Nigerian police, because the Nigerian military and police, as we have them today, are the reintegrated terrorists that Tinubu and Christopher Musa brought into the Nigerian state. The indigenous Nigerians, none of them joins the Nigerian police and military. That was why you see the people they recruit are reintegrated terrorists. It's on social media, it's everywhere. The rehabilitation, there is nothing like rehabilitation. You cannot rehabilitate a terrorist. It is in their blood. That is what they're trying to do. To kill, to maim, to displace. So Nigeria State, Tinubu and Christopher Musa, when they use that word, rehabilitate and reintegrate non-terrorists. Only those that do not know, we think there is any rehabilitation. There is nothing like rehabilitating someone who is a known terrorist. That is why today, in that entity called Nigeria, you have over 22 confirmed terrorists that are operating in Nigeria. 22 confirmed different terrorist groups have taken over Nigeria. That is why the killing is unstoppable. No one, no country, no individual can stop those killings. The only solution is the absolute collapse of that entity called Nigeria today. Then those politicians like Tinubu, like Christopher Musa, like Charles Soludo, we have no place again to continue their killing agenda for the indigenous Nigerians and the indigenous Biafrans. The collapse of Nigeria must happen as quickly as possible so that lives could be saved. Nothing else will solve this problem. As for the United States of Biafra people, the 18 United States of Biafra indigenous citizens, we've already exited Nigeria by declaring our independence on November the 29th, 2024 in Lahti, Finland, and are pending our signatures to that declaration document. No one, no country, no organization in the world can tamper with that declaration of the people. It is the wish of the people that must be respected. As of our neighboring country, Nigeria, we wish them well. Whatever any country can do to help them is left for you. For the United States of Biafra, we are defending our land and we are defending our people. I want to remember our Onyendu Nnamdi Kanu, whom the Nigerian state is currently holding for not committing any crime, for telling the world that Nigeria reintegrated terrorists and is using those terrorists to displace and kill indigenous Nigerians, and for saying that he does not want his people, the Biafra people, to cohabit with reintegrated terrorists. That was his only crime. The Nigerian state picked him, colluded with some elements in Kenya to take him. The Kenyan government has publicly said that Nigeria committed a crime by coming to this country to take Onyendu Nnamdi Kanu, and has awarded Onyendu Nnamdi Kanu compensation for the crime committed by the Nigerian state, by Tinubu inside Kenya. Kenyan government has compensated Nnamdi Kanu. The Kenyan government has said Nigerian government committed a crime by coming into Kenya to kidnap our leader Onyendu Nnamdi Kanu, and has compensated our leader Onyendu Nnamdi Kanu. And the case instituted by our Onyendu Nnamdi Kanu, Nnamdi Kanu won the case against the Nigerian state. But what did Tinubu and Christopher Musa and Charles Soludo, Oti, Mba, what did they do? No. They told Nigeria and the Nigerian government, they continue to hold him so that we can be the governors in our states and South states. Holding Nnamdi Kanu, because once you let him out, we are no longer going to be the governor. Some say they can't be the senators anymore. They cannot be the commissioners, the ministers. Tinubu, you're no longer going to be the president. So continue to hold Nnamdi Kanu so that we can continue to be the governor of all Imo State, all Enugu State, all Ebonyi State, all Anambra State. Just continue to hold him, because once he's out, we are no longer going to be the governors. That is why you see people like Charles Soludo dancing naked in the market square. So the Nigerian state, Tinubu and Christopher Musa, they are colluding with the legitimized Southeast and South governors to continue to hold Onyendu Nnamdi Kanu, so that they can continue to be the governors of the old Southeast and South states. But the world knows now that this delegitimized working with Nigerian state and Tinubu, they are currently occupying a foreign land. We declared our independence. We have written to them to leave our land. We have written to Nigeria to leave our land. The 40 states of Biafra is a sovereign state that are governed by the Biafran people. We have the 40 state governors. We have the commissioners that are working day and inside Biafra land. We have the government in exile, which is the United States of Biafra, the Biafra Republic government in exile, co-headed by my humble self, Dr. Orabueze, and the United States of Biafra cabinet members. We've written them to leave our land. They don't want to leave. They are illegally occupying our land, harassing innocent Biafrans in their quiet communities, searching through the quiet communities in Biafra territory, forcefully arresting, removing innocent Biafrans who are relaxing in their quiet communities. This is what Tinubu and Christopher Musa is currently doing in Biafra land as we speak. But one thing I will tell Tinubu, Christopher Musa, Islamize governors, and any agent working with them, it won't be long. You need to stop what you are doing. You can never be in Biafra territory and go free. You cannot. If you like, you load 500 mercenaries inside a load and bring them into Biafra land to suppress, to subjugate, to oppress Biafra people. You can never win this war against the 80 million Biafrans. You can't. The earlier you stop this madness, the better. You cannot continue to use propaganda to say you are a Biafra territory doing something. That land does not belong to you. You are illegally, forcefully occupying our nation. The Finland government colluded with Nigeria to take away our Prime Minister, His Excellency, 2 weeks to the declaration of our independence in United Finland. Our Prime Minister, a fine young gentleman that works for the Finland government. The Nigerian state colluded, just as they did to Nnamdi Kanu, to take away our nation. They colluded to take away our Prime Minister, thinking that by taking him away, the declaration of the independent state of Biafra will not happen. That was the plan. That was the plot. After all, our Prime Minister has been with them from January 2024 to November 2024. 2 weeks to our declaration, they took him away from us. The Nigerian government was able to succeed in this plan. Read some Biafrans that were then in the Biafra Republic government in exile cabinet, the legitimized governors, those in homeland that they were deceiving, they were trying to make a peace deal. All that contributed to the success of the Nigerian state. Read some mediocres that were surrounding the Prime Minister, both in Finland and in the government. These mediocres have no clue how dangerous the Nigerian state is. It is only the United States of Biafra cabinet currently existing that has stopped the Nigerian state. Nobody else. Mediocres can never stop the Nigerian state because this is something they've done over the past 100 years. The mediocres pretending to be Biafran freedom fighters, colluding with some people the Prime Minister have on ground in Finland, thinking by doing that you are hurting Dr. Orabueze, you're hurting Biafra cabinet members, you are hurting this, thinking that with their mediocrity they can confront the Nigerian state. And that was why at the initial trial of our Prime Minister, he didn't get the help he needed because these criminals, these mediocres that surrounded the Prime Minister, they blocked, I'm telling you, they blocked virtually the help the Prime Minister needed in that initial trial against the terrorist state of Finland. That was how and why they succeeded. Some of them thought that we are doing the right thing. Some of them thought it is a game of mediocrity, classless individuals, illiterates that have no clue what the laws that guide what international and local laws are. And some of us can see the same mediocres, illiterates, running from pillar to post. Oh, the Prime Minister told them to go and get evidence and come and give him. These are fools that have no clue how. And the wickedness of the Nigerian state. Welcome. So, they thought it is something within their little power. That is why I tell everyone, the restoration of the United States of Biafra, the removal of the Nigerian state from our land, the success of this, our Biafra freedom, it is not a game of the mediocres or the illiterates. No, it is a game of those who have tested and knows how Nigeria works. It is a game of those who have the capacity and the capability to confront the Nigerian state and their international collaborators in every angle they are coming from. So these mediocres that colluded with those in Finland, thinking, they thought it was and again, there are so many evidences with time that I don't even want to send out to Biafran people. And some of these individuals, they thought the Nigerian state is just an ordinary state. This is a terrorist state. Everything they do, they already planned it. They plan ahead to continue to milk the oil in our land. And anyone that tries to stop that automatically becomes an enemy. They will let that person a terrorist. That was how they labeled our young people become terrorists. That was how they labeled our prime minister a terrorist. For nothing. These are fine young gentlemen. They are not terrorists. Nigeria state is a real terrorist, which has been confirmed by the whole world right now. That is why Nigeria has been declared as a country of particular concern, the most deadliest country in the world for Christians to live. But Tinubu will come and tell people that me and you, that we are terrorists. Why are they doing that? Tinubu wants to continue to rule as the president of Nigeria. Some people don't want to be the governor. Because their criminality is endless. They want them to continue to milk those mineral resources that are in our nation. But we have stopped them. I am stopping them. We are stopping them. Biafrans are stopping them. So Biafrans, I just want to let you know, we have a problem with the criminal Nigerian state, which we're already solving. Our biggest problem is the criminals and the agents and the mediocres that are planted around our freedom movement. Bye.
So, the message is very, very clear. If you have anything to say, you have any question to ask, if you have anything to add on the things that the Deputy Prime Minister have said, please drop it at the comment section of this video. And as you are watching, please kindly subscribe, like, share, and comment. Follow us on all our social media handles. It shall be well with you. Mediocre.